Hey guys, Dave Schmitz, ResistanceBandTraining.com. Coming today with a little bit of a thought, mostly triggered towards people that are involved in martial arts, MMA, different types of events like that. You know, in talking to my friend Funk Roberts, it appears to me that when it comes to the training for MMA fighters and people that are involved in MMA, their focus is always on punching and kicking. And it's also on the conditioning part and making sure that their cardiovascular and metabolic system is ready to rock. The thing that I didn't hear much of when I was talking to Funk is I didn't hear what it takes to gain that mobility through your hips so you can kick and you can punch. You know, when you look at kicking, you look at how high the leg has to come up, all right, and kick. Now the other thing you got to look at is what's the opposite side doing. You know, when this right leg comes up to kick or this right leg comes to spin, you got to have very good hip mobility in this opposite side hip because that foot is on the ground. So as I come through and I kick, if this hip is tight, I'm going to have a very difficult time bringing this leg all the way around. See, I think a lot of people look at the swing leg and say, wow, you know, he's got great flexibility. But in reality, he's got great flexibility and mobility in the stabilization hip, all right, as well. Now I know again we talk about stability, and there's no question you need stability in that plant leg so you can come through and kick, but you also need great mobility. Let's talk about punching for a second. You know, you come through punching, your greatest power is when you can rotate into that. Typically when you rotate into that, you're going to step into it with that leg and you come with the punch. Typically that leg is not going to be focused or positioned right at the punch because you can't create power. Instead what happens is you kind of turn that hip, rotate, load your trunk, and come through with the punch. Now, when I come through with the punch, because I'm rotating to the left, my hip on the left, all right, is actually rotating internally. Now, if I don't have good hip internal rotation, I'm not going to get great punching power, nor am I going to be able to finish through that because I'm going to be spending a lot of my energy punching through that hip. All right, so what can we do to improve our hip mobility? Well, I go back to my band flexibility training, and let me take you through that real quickly, and I think you'll see there's some significant similarities between the flexibility of band stretching and the mobility you need to do punching and kicking in MMA fighting. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to drop down here. I'm going to take the band and I'm going to hook it onto my right foot, or excuse me, my left foot. All right, since we've been talking a lot about left foot, all right, I'm going to hook it onto there. Now I do that so that you can see with my right side what's happening. Now I'm stretching my left side, so again, envision this left leg as being the kicking leg. I'm going to go through some hamstring flexibility, but what I want you to see is, look at where my right side is. It's planted and on the ground and against the wall, really opening up this right side while I'm lengthening out my left side. So again, I'm improving my kicking ability on my left, but I'm improving the mobility on my right side at the same time. Let's keep moving on here and take another look at this. Let's talk about hip rotation. I'm going to slide the band through here. All right, and I'm going to take the band and I'm going to hook it behind my head and I'm going to work on hip rotation. Now, take a look at this. Right leg is planted against the wall. So as I go to rotate through my left leg, my right leg has actually got to rotate inward as my left leg comes across. If I push across my body, now I'm working on, again, kicking across my body with my left leg, but my right leg is planted on the ground. So again, the band flexibility training that you see me do, I think fits really well with that type of situation. So again, the stretches that I would work on is here, doing straight hamstring flexibility. I would then cross it over and take it behind my head and work a lot on pressing across my body, really work a lot on hip rotation. And then since we're already there, let me show you how we're going to work on anterior hip flexibility. We're going to take this foot and we're going to bring it all the way around. I'm going to place that right there and get that hooked in there. So now I can go ahead and really work at increasing my mobility of my left hip. And again, because my foot is against the wall, I can easily go ahead and stretch that. Let me show you real quickly the right side flexibility. Same thing. Hook the foot band onto the foot, put my left foot up against the wall, make sure I'm here. I can work my flexibility here. I can work it across here. I can also work it pulling down so I get that hip rotation. And I didn't show you this on the other side, but you can also take it this way and work adduction. Again, the whole time the left side is staying there. And then to go ahead and work hip flexibility anteriorly, we're going to put the foot there, get it out in front, and now I'm blocking here so I can open up that right side and really lengthen out that right quad and hip flexor. So you can see what I mean by, I think that when it comes to improving your punching and your kicking, improving your hip mobility comes first. And with the band stretching, it's going to set you up to really get those hips mobile so you can rotate through for your punches and you can really swing through with your opposite side or swing through with that leg, knowing that the leg that's on the ground has just as much mobility to get you through.